My name is Jason Currier. I'm with the Calaveras Enterprise and Sierra Lodestar, and my guest with me here today is Paul Coca of Paul James Jewelers in Angels Camp. Paul, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And you are, again, up in Angels Camp. Folks around the community might recognize you. Been doing this for quite some time, just under a different name. Mm-hmm. The name formerly was Firefall Jewelers, correct? Mm-hmm. And that's your folks, right?
Yeah.
So you pretty much, I would imagine, you probably pretty much grew up around this kind of thing then.
Yeah, actually, I have kind of fond memories as a child, remembering having to get on my hands and knees looking for gemstones from my father when he would drop some at his bench, and he'd give me $1, and I'd have to run around and try to find the gemstone that he lost.
Oh, that's great.
And it's really sweet because now my kids get to do that for me.
Oh, wow. I love it. I love it.
Even though they all work here and they're a little older, but...
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. So your kids are now following your footsteps like you followed your folks' footsteps.
They are. Yeah,
wow.
They are. Yeah, actually they are. And my father's father was a watchmaker. So,
oh, no kidding.
I'm third generation at the bench making jewelry by hand, and now my kids are fourth generation.
Wow. So now, is jewelry making is a very unique field. For someone that didn't literally grow up in it like you did, how does one even get into that sort of?
Yeah, it's so there are different facets to the jewelry business. There are the sales facet, the manufacturing facet, the science, and the education facet behind that. And so it is difficult because there are lots of different ways you can go, and some are better than the others, and some are worse, or some are equivalent. But when it comes down to it, we're a full manufacturing shop here where we can do everything. We have gemologists here on staff, and we hand make jewelry. We do CAD operations through computer, repairs, even hand engraving on all different kinds of items. So it is difficult to get into, but there are schools. So I went to GIA. It's a Gemological Institute of America. It's a great school. They're out of Carlsbad, but you can actually take them on the computer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, you can take classes on the computer through distance. That's what I did. And then you just go down there and you take lab work and go through the labs. But there's that. I trained at a couple different places around the nation for making jewelry hands-on, and there's lots of those places. You can find them. There's a bunch of different companies that offer it. Even colleges offer jewelry making too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so there are different ways to go about it, but it is complex.
Yeah,
it is hard.
I would imagine that shops that actually manufacture and create their own jewelry, that's probably not something that's just on the average everyday jeweler shop, right?
Yeah. We are really fortunate to be a full manufacturing shop where we are doing stuff right out of downstairs. So we have lots of tools. We have 7 microscopes down there. We have lasers. We have tons of tools. 4 full-time goldsmiths that work down there.
Oh, wow.
And so we are actually sometimes getting jewelers from different places coming to us, and we're doing work for them.
Wow.
Whether it be small little intimate items or bigger hand engraved production items for their line, or even other things. So we're really fortunate to be well-rounded like that, and it is very rare. Most jewelry stores are just selling stuff or doing small repairs, but we try to encapsulate everything. We try to do the whole jewelry business out of this little shop in Angels Camp.
Very cool. Yeah. That sounds like something that's kind of a lost art kind of thing.
Yeah, it's hard. The trajectory is kind of like this. It takes a little while to get good at something so difficult, and each person looks at it differently in jewelry also. So it's really fun and really challenging.
Right.
It's like golf.
Right, there you go. I like that analogy.
Yeah, it's just hard.
Except you can't wrap a diamond ring around a tree when you get mad at it.
Right. But you can do other things. Let me tell you what.
Oh, I'm sure you.
Yeah. Sometimes the ring wins.
Yeah. I can appreciate that one.
Yeah. It's funny.
And now tell folks how, besides actually physically coming to Angels Camp, how do folks find you?
Well, I mean, a few different ways. I've been working downtown here for over just about 20 years. And so we do have lots of people that will come back to downtown Angels Camp and visit us. But we're on the internet. We have a website. PaulJamesJewelers.com is something that's easy to go to, make an appointment. You can reach out to us there. It's not difficult. But there are lots of different ways. We're kind of starting this social media thing that looks like it could be rolling into something big by the new year. Nice. So we're excited about that. But lots of ways to find us, and mostly it's just people talking. Yeah. A lot of it's just word of mouth. This business here is a lot of it's about trust, and it's really important to trust the person you're doing business with. So we get a lot of people coming in and out, and we've seen a lot of people for many years, and generational now. It's kind of neat. We've watched people leave the earth and come into the earth and do all kinds of gifts in generational ways for people. So
Lots of repeat clients.
Lots of repeat clients. Yeah.
I would imagine that this industry in general is probably that's probably pretty standard for the industry itself.
It is. Yeah. When you find a good jeweler, you typically stay with them. Right. And that's usually the way it works. Right. You don't bounce around unless you move or do something. But I've had a lot of people just say, I can't lose you, don't leave. Or,
you're not allowed to retire ever.
You're not allowed to retire. You're not allowed to go anywhere. I got someone good that makes great stuff. And so I just feel really fortunate. I get to be creative and artistic and still make a living. And it's my passion by far. And I have lots of plans for this little space that we're doing. So next year we will be doing some very cool things upstairs, very exclusively upstairs. We've started building that whole space out.
Oh, no kidding.
And we're going to be doing some really interesting things up there. So
wow. Can you tell us, maybe give us a hint on what some of those things are? Or?
Yeah. It'll be a monthly get together, invitation only, and it'll be a membership only kind of club where it will be you'll actually be able to have cigars, and you'll be able to do some tasting with some other cool things involved. So it'll be a really interesting concept that is kind of fresh and new and fun. And we've done some pretty neat stuff up there. It's very avant-garde, but very fun. It's very unique.
Very, very, very cool. Mm-hmm. You guys had recently a Doctors and Diamonds event too, didn't you?
Yeah,
how'd that go?
It was great. Yeah. It was great. We had a whole bunch of different people from the medical field here, and a bunch of other different people. It was wonderful. It was good. I think it always measures a good party when people stay after you're closing, because
they want to hang out.
Closed, but everyone wanted to hang out.
Nice. They're not running out the door as soon as they can.
No one was running out the door. Everyone was having a good time, and they stayed around, and it was really, really exciting. Actually.
That is fantastic.
Really fun. And that's one other thing too that we do is we're doing parties every other month. So that is just the beginning of that.
I was going to say, was that the one that kind of kicked it off?
Yeah, kind of. This is our first year, so we're just testing the waters and navigating to see what works well. But we will be doing parties every other month. And what we want to do is highlight a gemstone or a certain stone around the party. So just a couple weeks ago we had an opal party, and it was October, and I brought in 800 opal pieces of all different caliber, and it was wonderful. We had a great time. The people that showed up, I think, had a really good time.
Very cool.
So that's what we want to do every other month, probably. Even in 2024, is just get people. There's a ruby party or a rare gemstone party or something fun. Just to get people out and about, drink some wine, enjoy themselves. Local wine, which is always good.
Right.
So
nice. And it's not like this area isn't a little thirsty for things to do. So
right, so exactly. So it's a good way to do it. We like parties. We like having fun. We don't need to make money. We like money. Right. But we just want people to gather. Right. Enjoy themselves.
That's great that you guys have the space to do that too.
We feel really grateful.
Pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We do.
So you guys have only been in this building for about a year, or?
Yeah. So Paul James opened February 11th, 2023. And but Firefall was here for, I want to say, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Gotcha.
And
They were in this building, or
we were here in this building, and then they actually were across the street for over a decade also.
I thought I remembered it being in a slightly different location.
Yeah, we were across the street for quite some time. And we are actually 2 doors down from that space also when we first started. And I want to say that was 2003. So
Gotcha. So you guys slowly made your way over here.
Crept over here. We bought this building and we just kind of settled here. This is our family now. This is
very cool.
This is our space. So,
very cool.
Yeah,
for not only your generation, but hopefully for your children's generation.
100%. That's the goal, is that the kids, and maybe even I just had a grandbaby.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations.
Yeah, so maybe the grandkids
might have another generation of jeweler.
We could. Yeah, he's only 8 weeks, but still.
Oh, wow.
I've already made him a piece of jewelry, so I absolutely have. My hand engraved his name in it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
I
wonderful.
love it.
So
very, very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. I really, really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Taking time to do this. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate you.